Wow. It's amazing seeing all this sign on these trees. So let's take a walk. Come right down here and you'll see all these signs are all around the same height and they're all in the same species of tree. And you'll notice that the young trees don't have hardly anything. But these mature trees that are about this big around are the ones that, this big around and bigger, have all these markings. So what could this be? As we go through this area, and these look like cottonwood trees or aspen. Let's see the leaf here. Looks like the leaf stem is flat, so that would remind me of the aspen. And it's also got serrated edges, and it actually moves side to side instead of having a rounded stem, where it would be cottonwood if it were a rounded stem, and aspen is more of like a flat stem. So we have this kind of motion going like this. So let's take another few steps down, and if you look at the ground here, you'll see that there's all this different ground cover, and when you look in with the leaves, you don't see much, but as you start to kind of look really closely, you can start to see old moose scat. And we notice that a lot of this sign is not actually fresh, because this is not the kind of feeding that's happening right now from these particular animals. And this is feeding sign. This is not just territorial marking. This is feeding sign that we're looking at. So come on down here and check this out over here. You can get a look at behind me. If you can get a look out behind me, looking right down here, we're actually going down a slope here, and right in here, if you look in here, you got a lot of bird activity happening in here. Right now it's September, the beginning of September. We're in Alaska, in the Kenai Wildlife Refuge, and right in here, there's just all through here is all sign. And this right here screams moose sign. So what's happening is the moose are coming up with their jaws, and since moose don't have top teeth, they come in and they make a sickling motion, and they scrape up and get the inner bark, and they feed on the inner bark of the tree. And so you'll see that they don't really girdle trees. They basically do a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, really designed as grazers. And supposedly they could be getting some kind of nutrients that they really need. That's why they don't need a lot of it. And this is winter feeding sign, or late fall, early winter, and also early spring. This is when a lot of the buds aren't, viable, and there's not much foliage that's really edible. So right now they're focusing on foliage, and pretty soon, as it gets colder and we get further into the season of fall and also into winter, they're really going to start. You'll see these fresh, like beautiful carvings by the moose artists, and that's how moose feed on trees.